Hello and welcome to another episode of New World Comics Podcast. I'm Buck Berlin, owner, operator of this fine establishment. Joined with me this week is Josh Flowers.
What it be?
Hey, Flowers.
What's going on, Buck?
Oh, I thought we'd do a New World holiday special.
Well, do you have my festive sweater on today?
Well, yeah, and I forgot all my cool festive stuff. Yeah. And someone moved my Santa hat.
You need a silly hat today.
I do. Hides my balding. Oh, yeesh. A sore subject.
Too soon, man.
Too soon?
Too soon.
All right, well, then we'll just move along then.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about some of the best holiday specials in comics.
Or infamous.
Some of them, yeah. Yeah, we're going to start off with one of the worst ever. But it's misleading. Anyway,
right.
but yeah, so it's not all of the best because obviously we're going to have to save some for next year and the year after. And, I plan on doing this for forever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Christmas, past, present, and future.
Yeah, we'll be doing this podcast way past the time podcasts are cool.
Podcasts were cool.
Oh, man, they ruled the world once. They were like supermodels and action films.
I remember Joe Rogan.
Oh, wait, no, people still love those things.
Supermodels?
Yep. Anyway.
All right. So,
let's talk holiday specials.
Happy holidays. You want to kick this thing off or you want me to?
I want to kick this thing off.
Kick it off, man.
This all starts with the first comic that I bought with my own money.
Oh, boy.
Fantastic Four number 361. It was titled A Miracle on Yancey Street.
Go on.
Right? So, some bad stuff's going on, and, like halfway through the comic, you finally get around to the Yancey Street part of things.
Bad things never happen on Yancey
Yeah, but,
Street.
they're finishing up plots from, the previous comics, and it's like, what is going on? So one of the old Yancey Street gang meets up with the Thing. Mm-hmm. It was like, hey, I haven't seen my kid in a while. I think he's hooked on drugs.
All right.
And the Thing's like, well, time to go investigate Yancey Street. And then he shows up, and the new kids are there and being respectfully disrespectful.
Like passive-aggressive?
Well, they were poorly written teens of the... Yeah. So, the teens are, real concerned over their friend who's doing drugs. Because, teen gangs.
Yes.
Yeah. Whatever. So, they end up tracking down where they last saw their friend. And lo and behold, there he is inside the building, strapped to a table with all this weird machinery around. And out comes Dr. Doom.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, so Dr. Doom was there working on a cure for teenage drug addiction.
All drugs?
Yeah, just, teenage drug addiction. It's the big problem.
This seems very, very noble of one Dr. Doom.
So the Thing doesn't believe him, and Doom was like, I plan on ruling everyone and having everyone under my control. But not these drugs. So I need to get these teens off off the drugs so they can grow up and be ruled by me, Dr. Doom. So the Thing breaks all of his equipment, steals the kid, and then they leave. And
who's still addicted to drugs?
Did
they ever go over that point?
So he's like, well, I guess I kicked that habit, and he meets up with his dad, and hugs it out, and they're like, yep, well, good thing we beat drug addiction. And then Doom's like, well, I was trying to give you all something really cool. Fine, back to Latveria, right? And you wonder why this is a Christmas episode or issue.
Uh-huh.
The last 2 pages. The Thing comes home and it's Christmas, and then he, gets kissed by Alicia, who is not his wife. Then it's Johnny's wife that was secretly a Skrull and Invisible Woman because they had mistletoe.
Like you do.
Yeah. The end.
Well,
But 8-year-old me was like, man, that was epic.
Man, Dr. Doom can cure me of drug addiction anytime.
Yeah, it was. Oh my God, it's so poorly written. I love the Fantastic Four so much, though. We will forgive them the Tom DeFalco era.
Yes, there. Just a few little minor missteps.
Yeah, so I'll let you kick this thing off for real.
But what is not a misstep is Batman Little Gotham.
Oh, man, that series was great.
The way that they started off is the Batman Universe gang is going through various shenanigans and adventures through holiday scenes. Because it kicks it off with Halloween, which Batman and Damian up top on top of a skyscraper, scoping out the city, looking for any evildoers.
Yeah, and Damien doesn't understand why everyone's dressed up.
And he sees a bunch of kids dressed up like the Riddler, Joker, like, bad guys, beat him up. Pow! I was like, Damien, stop. I was like, what? They're the bad guys. Like, no. Look, they're wearing costumes. Like, of course they all wear costumes. But no, they're children. Well, they're dressed so they're obviously following the bad guys. Like, I don't see what your problem is. Like, Damien, it's Halloween.
Yeah.
What's Halloween? Like, look, Batman tries to go into the ancient pre-Christian origins of the holiday, and Damien's just like, yeah, well, like, look, kid, it's where people dress up like superheroes and go door to door and get candy. It's like, that's dumb.
And then he does it.
It's like, Batman is like, look, just go try it. It's like, fine. He goes to a house and he gets like one little jawbreaker. It's like, this seems like a waste of time. And Little Gotham does something really, really fun where it makes every single character, even the bad guys, likable, while still kind of retaining the essence of who those characters are. And the Christmas, I guess, half of issue 2 is really a fantastic little read. So the scene starts off, it's downtown Gotham, snow's coming down, Christmas Eve. And Batman there is billionaire playboy philanthropist Bruce Wayne sponsoring the event. And they're waiting for a children's choir to come sing the carols and enliven the Christmas spirits of everybody that's there. But they don't quite make it. So, of course, trouble must be afoot. So Batman and Robin hop into the Batmobile, and off they go looking for these missing kids. And they find the school bus, and it turns out they had been kidnapped by one Mr. Freeze, who had imprisoned them in this giant snow globe.
Of course.
Because of course he does. And they like, stop, Freeze, how dare you kidnap these children? It's like, no, wait, I'm not kidnapping them. What I'm doing is I'm putting them in this safe, secluded little space so they don't ever have to experience the horrors of the world and they don't ever have to be lonely. And it's like, wait, no, that's not the way, Victor. That's not what we do. Look, every kid deserves to spend time at home with their family, with their parents who love them. There's a little sad little scene with Batman. I'm like, oh, and Victor, it's like, you know that makes sense. I'll just go turn myself into Arkham now. And so he goes off to Arkham prison. He turns himself in, and then Victor's just kind of camped out in his icy prison cell, just kind of sighing. And then you hear the sounds of carols outside, which is the kids that he had recently taken hostage, who felt sorry because Victor didn't have anybody to go home to for Christmas. So they thought they'd sing him some Christmas carols outside of his cell. Just a heartwarming little thing like that.
Oh,
and Little Gotham is just
so cute.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's like Scotty Young, but not quite as wacky and twisted.
Yeah.
And it's not as kiddie as the Art Balthazar stuff. It walks the tightrope just perfect.
It's written with adults in mind for reading this to kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not the all right, here you go. Yeah. Like it's really, really good.
The Thanksgiving one is fantastic too. So the Penguin has had it up to here with this Turkey Day, this massacre, this Holocaust of these sacred birds. So the turkeys are going to march on the parade and they're going to take the city back for all the turkeys that have ever been murdered in the name of this terrible holiday.
Yeah.
So of course, Batman Batman averts the turkey uprising. And so Damian comes in and the turkeys mob him. By mob him, they jump on him and they cuddle with him.
Right.
And Damian, like, watch this. Old Pied Piper Damian sues the savage beast and like takes him off to a petting zoo, and Batman goes like, I didn't know that you could play the trumpet. Like, there's a lot of things that we do in the League of Shadows that you know about, father. So, flash forward, Penguin is in prison, right? And back to Arkham, blah. But they are still having Thanksgiving dinner. And old Oswald's, he's a little late to the table, and the only thing that they have left over for them to eat.
Oh, no.
Is turkey.
Yeah. Little Gotham is, it's amazing, and I wish that it would have gone like 800 more issues.
Yes.
But
absolutely.
I understand that, sometimes these things just don't quite find their audience in time.
Yeah, and a great New Year's Eve girls' night out with the Catwoman and the Harley and Ivy.
Yes,
lots of fun.
Yeah, so definitely look into that.
Oh yeah, great stuff.
What I have on my list is the Marvel Holiday Special #1.
Okay,
it's from like 91.
Yep.
Yeah. So, it's full of like some kind of weird stories and like some really touching stories. Like there's one where Ghost Rider saves this blind kid that thinks that he's Santa Claus because like like the blind kid like gets saved from the guys that kidnapped him, crawls over, feels his boots, and like these feel like leather boots, and he jingles, so it must be Santa Claus. Yeah. So that one's a little weird. And then there's one that kind of misses the mark. Like Punisher blows up this drug dealer's car.
Yeah.
Or, crime boss's car. And it rains down money on the homeless. And then Punisher's like, well, could be any kind of time of year, but I guess it's Christmas.
I'll begrudgingly let these homeless people keep this money.
Yeah, like he's like, well, I wasn't going to use it. So
Frank, you old sourpuss.
Yeah, and then you have like the Fantastic Four one where Franklin meets up with like one of the Ghosts of Christmas Past.
Okay,
and like he works so hard to like he's the only one who can see him, so like he's working with like the street guys that are doing tricks and trying to swindle everyone out of money.
Yep.
He ends up getting a key from one of them and unlocks the chains on this ghost. Then he gets this little gold box that in it is whatever your heart most desires.
Beer.
Well, no, he's like 8, so okay. It was a Ninja Turtle.
That's my heart's desire.
It was a not Ninja Turtle, but
okay.
It was obviously a Ninja Turtle.
A ninja lizard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a ninja lizard.
Perfect.
Actually, yeah. And then, then Reed opens it up and, coin from the story. Yeah. So that was kind of cute. The most touching one out of the whole thing was Captain America finally tracked down Bucky's older sister.
Okay.
And this was back, before, Bucky was brought back. And at the time, Bucky was to remain dead. He and Uncle Ben had to stay dead, like they were gone forever.
No Winter Soldier business.
No Winter Soldier business at all. So Cap, finds his Bucky's sister and says, "Hey, I'd like you to have this. It's the American flag patch from his uniform from World War II."
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, and it's just this really sweet, moving story of like, Cap didn't really have anyone for Christmas, so like, they invited him in. It's a really, really sweet special.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We'll keep it with Marvel. Another one that I always love is from my favorite Spider-Man series, the Tangled Web series. And this is issue number 21. 'Twas the Fight Before Christmas.
Yeah, Darwin Cook.
Yes, the great Darwin Cook.
Oh, my God.
God rest his soul.
Yeah.
So it's a Christmas party at the Daily Bugle.
Yeah.
And old Jonah, of course, has tasked Peter with an impossible task. he has to get a unicorn snow globe for a Mrs. Jameson. So Parker gets sent away, go find this or, you'll rule the day, Parker. And so Pete's out in the middle of this blinding snowstorm trying to find this friggin' snow globe. And he comes across this gang of orphans whose bus has broken down and like, oh, the kids are out in the snow. Oh, we're not going to have Christmas. And Peter like, fine. I'll take the orphans and take them to the Christmas party at the Bugle because I don't know what else I'm going to do with it.
Yeah.
So he takes the little Rugrats back to the party, and they start running amok as children do.
Right.
And Jonah at his wit's end, like, Parker, I'm a little mad that you did this, but you're just stupid, and I can't really blame you for it. You're just born that way. But you did do me a solid, and you got that gift for my wife. I'm like, yeah, the gift for the wife. I'm just gonna sneak out for a minute and go. Yeah, bye. And this is juxtaposed to another story with the Fantastic Four gang, and Johnny and Ben are of course trading barbs like they do.
Yep.
And Crystal from the Inhumans is down and paying a visit to Sue and Reed, and the Wasp is in there, old Jan, and they're trying to find Medusa, but they don't know where they're at. It's like, you know what, Chris? Well, what we need to do is just go have a girls' night out shopping. That'll take your mind off everything. It's like, oh, okay, fine. We'll go look for Medusa later. And they go off shopping at Macy's, right?
Of course.
And there's a shadowy figure lurking at the Macy's who's going to unleash a fiendish plot upon the Christmas holiday.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. And so Flash Thompson is playing the department store Spider-Man. And it's Flash and another person, a lady dressed up in a snowman outfit. And it gets to the point where the kids are going to go meet the in-store Spider-Man. And then all of a sudden, they start stealing things and generally causing an absolute mess.
Right.
And the girls who had gone into the Macy's shopping were like, this is a job for the people here.
Yeah.
And off they go to thwart the Flash Thompson Spider-Man and the masked snow individual that turns out to be Medusa.
Oh, well,
like, hey,
that's where she's at.
Like, hey, that's where they're at.
Yeah.
So under some sort of mind control, wreaking havoc, destroying Christmas. And they catch wind of this on the old radio at the Daily Bugle. And Jameson's like, I'm not going to miss this opportunity to further ruin the Spider-Man. He's like, hey, kids, do you want to see your hero reveal his true face, destroying Christmas? As a matter of fact, I'm taking all of you down to Macy's. And so Jameson herds all the kids and all the Bugle people and they're like, we're going to Macy's. This is going to be great. And they get there and Spidey just kind of slides into the side. The real Spider-Man is like, okay, Macy's is still open. I can get in there and get like, what's going on? Like, well, I guess it's time to Spider-Man. So they hop in there. He Spider-Mans. They end up taking down the bad guys. Or the not bad guys that were mind warped. And it ended up being the puppet master behind the whole charade. And it's like, what are you doing? Blowing up at Macy's and creating a big fuss. It's like, I hate Christmas, the whole Christmas season. It's so fake. I'm so tired of it. It needs to go away. It's like, well, you're going away. You're going off to jail. And Pete does end up getting the freaking unicorn thing for Mr. Jameson. And Jameson, proving that he's not as bad as he seems, ends up getting Peter a very special Christmas present. As throughout the entirety of the comic, it's just Peter kind of like, I wish MJ was here. I wish MJ was here, but her plane was like what's the word? Snowbound at an airport.
Yep.
And at the end of the issue, it's like, hey, Jameson gets Mary Jane and Aunt May there for Pete. And yay, everybody has a Merry Christmas. And It's a fun little book.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that whole series is just fantastic.
It is, yeah. If y'all ever, just want like quick vignettes of Spider-Man, like Tangled Web is great.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, there's like 2 issues out of the whole thing that just don't work.
But
the rest of it's just great.
Yeah, it's definitely proof that Garth Ennis should not write Spider-Man.
Yeesh.
Yeah, it kicks off with the Garth and McCrea 3-issue deal, the 1,000.
Yeah, and you skip those and then just go for everything else.
And it's Flowers for Rhino right after that, which is
take off the old Flowers for Algernon.
Yeah, one of Peter Milligan's best.
So, are you for Algernon or against? So, your Flowers. I'll be over here. All right, moving on. So, my next pick is the Merry X-Men holiday special from last year.
All right.
Right. So, there's kind of a beginning and middle and end story to the whole thing. It's Jubilee and her adopted kid, trying to get him a holiday gift and all that stuff.
Yep.
That story's kind of lame. But where this book succeeds are its one-page stories. Oh my God, they're great. So, there's like one really cute but sad page. Yeah, Glob Herman. He's the big pinkish X-Man. Like he's from the Grant Morrison era.
Okay.
He's he's the big giant, blob-looking kid who you can see his eyes and organs and everything. He's kind of clear.
Okay.
Yeah, so he kind of grows. He's a little off-putting and kind of a ruffian, if you will. There's just this one page where he's hanging mistletoe and he sits right underneath it and no one comes around.
Aww.
Yeah. So, yeah. But my favorite is this one-page story where Gambit gives Multiple Man this really, really nice clock. Right? Mm-hmm. And he's like, hey, Finderpole asks, that's, you don't know what that is. And also, I've told everyone this is a fake. It's not a fake. That's for you. He says, oh, that's nice. I didn't know that you were my Secret Santa. How very nice. He says, oh, we haven't done Secret Santa in like 2 years, man. Like everyone just gets everyone gifts. He says, there's 230 X-Men now. He says, everyone gets everyone gifts. So, Multiple Man, doing what he does best, he holds onto the clock and duplicates himself. Right? Next panel, you see Storm coming out. We're like, oh, Jamie gave me like the most thoughtful gift. Panel changes and it's like all the other X-Men opening up the same clock.
That's pretty slick, though.
Yeah. But the whole book is just full of little one-page stories that are just so perfect for the X-Men. Mm-hmm. Yeah, not rich enough that you could write the whole book after those one pages, but they're just really nice and to the point. So, what else you got?
I think we'll jump back to Batman, specifically the Detective Comics Paul Dini era. It's issue 826.
Yeah,
this is aptly titled "Sleigh Ride."
Oh,
yes. So. This is Tim Drake Robin. Tim is out busting drug dealers, and he's kind of on the run. He's caught between the crossfire of these two rival gangs. And he's not faring pretty well. He manages to elude one half of this group. And a car comes off and opens the door and says, hey, Robin, come in. It's like, we'll get you out of here. And he's like, you know what? I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. And he jumps into the car. And it's the Joker dressed up like Santa Claus.
Oh.
And he's like, what's up? Like, oh, crap. And it hits him with the Joker knockout gas. And it's Joker and Tim riding around in an old rickety car, and Joker's just doing terrible things as his goodwill and cheer towards the people of Gotham. And it's just an internal monologue with Tim going like, okay, how the am I going to get out of there with this crazy guy? It's like, oh, wait, this is a family car. Family car means there's a bunch of crap in the seats because families have kids. Okay, root around for stuff in the seats. And he finds like a little toy car. Like, okay, be still. Don't arouse any sort of suspicion. And then the Joker kind of looks over and says, "Did you find the toy car?" Like, huh? Like, oh yeah, I put that there just to give you false hope. It's like, oh crap, oh crap, this isn't good. This is not like, okay. Don't lose your head, Tim. Think. And as he's having this, they pull through a drive-through, and the Joker just kind of leans over. I want all this weird stuff, and I want it right now. And the lady like, could you? I didn't get any of that. Could you please repeat your order? He's like, He pulls around. It's like, excuse me, ma'am. Can I speak to the manager? Okay. Manager, be like, could I help you, sir? Bam!
Ooh.
It's like, I'm not going to repeat myself. It's Christmas. And off he goes. But earlier in the book, it was Tim and Dick were sitting around watching TV during Christmas. Like old Christmas specials. It's like, oh, is there nothing else on? It's like, no, these old Groucho brothers are great. It's like, yeah, Tim's like, yeah, I'm more of a Stooges guy. It's like, oh, tough noogies, buddy. We're watching the Marx Brothers. And this is toward the end of the book. Joker's about to veer into this group of caroling kids. It's like, okay, since you're not going to speak up for your own life, Timmy, maybe you'll speak up for these. It's like, like he throws out a Marx Brothers reference, and the Joker's like, oh, hey, you know how to play along. It's like, yeah, this was the thing from the one. Like, no, it wasn't. It wasn't in that movie. And he's sitting here arguing with the Joker over Marx Brothers stuff, and it gives him time to slip the hand out and then lay one right on the kisser and get out of that sticky situation.
Nice.
And what's great about the Paul Dini detective books is he plays up the detective angle.
Which really works well with Tim.
Yeah,
because he's, as Batman admitted, is the better detective.
Yep, he's a smart one.
Yeah. Yeah, because Tim's not the best fighter. He's not the most agile. He's, but he's the best detective.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much in Bruce's image.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Paul Dini really does some of the better holiday stuff.
He does. In fact, my next pick was the Batman Adventures Holiday Special.
Ooh.
By Paul Dini.
Yes.
So this one, don't stop me if you've heard it.
Okay.
But in this issue, Poison Ivy makes this lipstick that can mind control everyone. So she kisses Bruce Wayne and goes on a shopping spree.
Ooh, girl.
Yeah. You may have heard about this because it was so wildly popular, they turned it into an episode in the regular animated series. Like, it was that big of a deal.
Nice.
Yeah. It's pretty simple, but it's just a really, nicely done, very well drawn, very well portrayed Batman story.
Yep.
Yeah. But, just going along with your Paul Dini business.
Oh, yeah.
So, what do you have next?
Oh, let's see. Batman has a lot of great Christmas stories, but so does another non-DC character, one of my personal favorites, the Hellboy.
Yeah.
Now, Hellboy's had quite a few little Christmas specials, but I still think that the first one, the Christmas Underground, is the best one.
Yeah.
So, Hellboy is trudging along through the snow, and he's on assignment, and he goes to this old house, and he meets a father there who's running down the whole terrible history of the family that lives there, and the last of the children is on her deathbed, and she has one final wish. And Hellboy goes to see her at bedside, and she said, "I would love to see my Annie one time before I pass away." It's like, okay. It's like, she's come to visit me pretty often. Like, oh, is that a fact? It's like, yes, she's come to see me at midnight the last few nights. I'm like, oh, really? Okay. It's like, I just want to see her one more time. All right. I think I can take care of that for you. And she's losing her eyesight, and in her dimly lit bedroom, she calls him Father Christmas.
Oh.
It's like, well, all right, 'tis the season. So the daughter that she's talking about was described as a very imaginative and precocious girl who would wander away from the house. And as she got older, she went further and further away until one day she never came back. She used to spend a lot of time in the graveyard, like you do. And Hellboy kind of has I think this is the first place that we should start. So he ends up finding a secret passageway down to the underworld and meets the spirit of Annie. And she tells the story of being of coming across this talking mouse who led her down to this spectacular underworld where she met a prince who promised to make him her princess and give every heart's desire and so on and so forth. And she ends up taking up the offer and has been living down there this fantabulous life of plenty ever since. And before Hellboy had left to go down to meet her, the mother had given Hellboy this present to give to her, which was an old family heirloom, an old rosary. And whenever he goes up to the girl and says, your mother wanted you to have this. And as soon as she picks up this whole charade of beauty, exquisite architecture, the whole thing that you were looking at as you read through the comic just evaporates, and it's this putrid hellscape.
Oh, wow.
And as it turns out, the prince was this horrible rat demon. So Hellboy does what Hellboy does. He smashes demons.
Yeah.
Ends up beating the rat demon, but before he can come back, the old woman passes away. And she actually does get to see her daughter before she dies. The gift of the crucifix frees her from the curse of this terrible demon, and her spirit gets laid at peace. It's kind of a melancholy story, a little bittersweet ending.
What, with Hellboy?
But Christmas needs its ghost stories.
I mean, it's funny that I poke fun at that. The next one that I had on my list was the Hellboy Krampus. Especially, the Krampusnacht.
Yes.
Yeah. Because, it's Hellboy versus Krampus, but,
It took him that long to do it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those that, man, why did it take them so long? Because it seemed like the perfect fit.
They were waiting on Adam Hughes.
I guess so, because he's notoriously slow.
Yes. He took time away from doing his Pretty Lady books to do a Hellboy story.
Yeah, which in the book you get to see like little flashbacks, like the time that Abe got drunk at the Christmas party, and it's just this. It's a pretty soft but simple Hellboy story. He gets called upon, by hey, this weird thing is happening this time of year, all the time. Hey, Hellboy, why don't you look into it? So he does the investigation type thing. Lo and behold, Krampus shows up.
It's kind of fun without completely giving away the ending.
Right. It hints my vagueness.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Krampus wants to be found, and you'll have to read on further to find out why.
Right. It's like I say, it's a really simple story, but it's the all right, that one's pretty good.
Yeah. The Adam Hughes winter scenes are so lush.
Yes.
So beautiful. So well done. And I love anything with a Krampus. It's always fun. And we need more Krampus Christmas sweaters in our life.
Yes. Yes, we do.
I think.
All right. What else you got?
Something a little more ridiculous. The Lobo Paramilitary Christmas Special. So this one's not for the kiddies. So Lobo, being the main man, the bounty hunter extraordinaire that he is, gets called into a dive bar in some of the furthest reaches of the galaxy. And he goes to meet the client, who turns out to be a very, very sloshed Easter bunny and represents a certain collection of parties who wants one holiday icon to be done away with because he's ruining the party for all the rest of us. And the Easter Bunny wants Hellboy to take out Hellboy. Wants Lobo to take out old Saint Nick poignantly.
Yep.
And Lobo's like, you know what? If the money's good, I'll take out whoever you want. So Lobo gets paid. He grabs his dog. I always love the ones with his dog. His dog is so great. And they go off to the stronghold of old Chris Crusher Kringle, as he's referred to. The jolly old Saint Nick is just a PR stunt invented by the old fat man to keep the authorities off of his back. He's really a strict disciplinarian. Keeps the elves starved and drained of all their energy so they'll be more compliant.
Jesus.
So Lobo breaks into to Christmas headquarters. He takes out about 200-300 elves, and the only way that Lobo does, with vast amounts of violence and
we'll say vulgarity.
Yes, much vulgarity.
Yeah.
And it comes across old Chris up in his stronghold, and so like, so boy, you gonna take me out with that pistol? You're gonna take me out like a man? He's like, oh, you want to go, Chris? So they end up engaging in single combat with machetes.
Yeah.
Because this is Lobo and things like that happen. Needless to say, Lobo ends up winning the day, and he traipses through Santa's workshop, and he finds a depository of all the naughty and nice lists of around the world, and he's like, jackpot! I know who I'm going to take out this Christmas. And it's just kind of Lobo fashioning bombs and other various military ordnance to go drop on both the naughty and the nice across the planet. It's like, Merry Christmas, you fragging bastages. And that's a Lobo Christmas for you.
Oh, wow.
It's totally ridiculous.
All right. Next, I want to go the DC Infinite Holiday Special from 2007.
Okay.
This one is just full of really cool stuff.
Yeah.
There's a Batwoman Hanukkah story where she talks about the Holocaust breaking up the family, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
It's pretty heavy stuff. But there's one that's really pretty thoughtful, more so than you would kind of give it credit for.
Yeah.
Superman plans to show up to these kids and prove that there is a Santa. So he's going to dress up as Santa, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And Batman finds out about it. He says, whoa, this kind of cheapens your whole shtick, like being here on Earth doing the best thing you can. Like, you know, what if someone gets hurt while you're out being Santa?
Yeah.
Like, that's going to ruin the whole thing for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Superman thinks it over. He's like, all right, no Santa for me. But he decides to give presents to the kids anyway.
Yeah.
So he gets there, and it turns out the kids are being visited by Bat Santa.
Oh, Batsy, you sly dog.
Yeah, it was the look at that. Yeah. Yeah, it's trust me, way better than I described it. Check it out. It's amazing. So, all right, what do you got?
Oh, something even more ridiculous than the last.
Oh?
So this one is from Action Lab Comics, known for such literary masterpieces as Vamp Blade and Zombie Tramp.
Classy books if ever I've heard of them.
Yes, this is Slayer, the heavy metal Santa Claus.
Right?
Okay.
Nothing to do with the band Slayer.
No, just a little illusion because
they themselves are heavy metal.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
yes.
So Santa Claus is kind of like James Bond in this universe, where it's not necessarily a man, it's a title.
Gotcha.
So the actual Santa Claus that we know is is Grandpa Chris, and Slayer is the grandson of the eponymous Santa Claus, who has taken up the mantle of defending the Christmas holiday from various evildoers who would do harm to both the people and the holiday. Such as the evil snowman, who's this giant evil frost giant thing that just can regenerate through snow and just generally causes a mess of everything. And has ice zombies too. Don't forget about the ice zombies.
Heavens forbid.
A little White Walker business, though. The central villain, though, is this group of Icelandic trolls who have vowed revenge against the Santa Claus clan for banishing their mother to the realm of Santa's bag. So the way that Santa Claus defeats his, or Slayer Claus, as it will, defeats his villains is by trapping them in this enchanted Santa sack that's kind of like a phantom zone of sorts.
Okay.
That all the negative energy gets pulled into the Santa sack, and there they get banished for all eternity. And the mother of these troll people was the worstiest of the worst.
Was it Grendel's mom?
It was not Grendel's mother.
Oh.
It was Grilla was her name, so pretty close.
Hey.
So the troll clan hatches this scheme where they're going to kidnap all the world leaders, that's going to let people descend into chaos, and all their negative energy is going to get bottled up, and they're going to somehow combine that with the Santa slack that runs off of positive energy, and it's going to create some weird reverse engineered thing that pushes all the bad people out into the real world and sucks all the good people into the sack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm with you.
So that's kind of the thing.
Wow.
But one good thing, Slayer does save a kid from a very sticky situation, and for Christmas gets him a Motorhead CD, which was like, this is the best Santa Claus.
Yeah, it's heavy metal Santa.
I approve of this message. And after he bests the troll gang, his next adventure will be up against Disco Krampus. And it's just all the worst Christmas puns that you could possibly think of and more.
And hope for. Yeah.
Oh, it's so bad. But it's so
but
fun.
In the best kind of way.
Yes. It's so fun.
It's done with that that right level of intention. Fair enough. All right. Moving right along. Wow. Yeah, I'm running low on stuffs. Maybe I should have picked out a few more books.
Christmas Eve is drawing nigh.
Yeah, it really is. So my second to last pick here.
Yes.
My DCU Holiday Bash. So it's again the multi-story comic, but it's this really nice Nightwing Oracle scene where they talk about how they didn't know that Old Lang Syne was not Old Lang Syne. They thought it was Old Lane Sign.
Okay.
And it's just this like, oh, look at the kids being adults and having this, really nice conversation. Where obviously they've grown apart and it's them growing back together.
Yeah.
And back in '96, Oracle was still relatively new to the whole scene. Mm-hmm. Not quite the master planner of the DC universe and that kind of yeah.
Birds of Prey still in its infancy.
I want to say that it predated Birds of Prey just barely.
Okay,
I feel like it did. It's really really nice.
Okay,
and then the kicker,
yes.
the one that makes the whole book worthwhile.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to give too much away about it, but Santa Claus himself goes to Apocalypse gives Darkseid a lump of coal. Because, he's on the naughty list.
Does he make it off Apocalypse alive?
Yeah, but it's Santa.
That's a ballsy move, Kringle. Ballsy move.
Yeah, but man, it is the way to go DC for thinking on that one. Like, who's the worst? Who's the worst? Yeah,
who is the worstiest of the worst?
And this is DC of the era that they weren't afraid of having fun. So like, all of them are written with continuity in mind, and making sure that they can still have whatever fun they're trying to have.
Yes. Before dark and gritty became the norm.
Right, before they rebooted, and this is before their third reboot or fourth reboot. Potentially, we might have a fifth reboot.
New birth.
Oh hum.
What are you gonna do?
Sell comics and point out the best, and tell everyone to steer clear of the worst. That's what I do on a daily basis.
You are fighting the good fight, then.
I try. I mean, it's the, hey, guys, I'm not going to stop you from buying bad comics, but there are many better comics over this way.
I'm going to warn you before.
Yeah, in fact, next week we're going to be talking about some of the better comics to steer towards.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. But I digress. How's this? You finish up yours, and I'm going to end on this one.
Okay. This last one is probably the heaviest of the heavy. Now, Sin City, not known for its holiday cheer,
right,
had a one shot called Silent Night, and there's only one line of dialogue in the entire comic. So it kicks it off with my personal favorite of the Sin City peeps, the Marv.
Oh, Marv.
Traipsing through the snow, coming up to this big metal door being guarded by this rather rough-looking fellow, and Marv just has to glare, and he gets right out of the way because it's Marv.
Yeah.
And Marv descends this long, winding stair and comes into this room, and it's a couple of fellows with guns, and then a lady who is certainly in charge of the group there. He gives her a wad of cash. They get out of the way, and he walks up to a big metal door and looks inside, and it's a small girl, shivering cold and clearly very scared. So Marv just kind of drops his head, reaches into his coat, pulls out 2 large weapons, and then puts in some work. And after finishing said work, opens up the door, walks in, and says, "Kimberly, your mom's been asking after you.
Oh,
It's time for you to go home." So he picks her up, takes her outside, and off they walk into the snow.
Oh, Marv.
Yep. One of the few characters in that entire universe that has any redeeming quality.
One of the first things I bought from this store was Death Row Marv.
Yep.
The action figure.
Uh-huh.
Yep. My granddad loved that figure.
Huh.
Yeah. He didn't understand my obsession with comics, but he thought that was just the funniest damn thing. Yeah. He wanted one, so I got him one.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, he would in the retirement village.
Mm-hmm.
He showed everyone. They thought it was the greatest thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
I have a fun family.
It sounds like it.
Yeah. Oh man, do you have anything else?
I think that might be it. Yep.
Thank God we're all done talking to you.
I'll be over here.
It's Christmas after all.
It's what everybody's been wishing for the whole year.
Yeah, they just mute your parts. Wait till they see my mouth start flapping. All right, so the holiday special to end all holiday specials, or not really because they keep making them.
It's the Santron, isn't it?
So Marvel Holiday Special 2005.
Uh-huh.
Yes, Virginia, there is a Santron.
I knew it.
Oh my God, it's the greatest. It is the greatest holiday special ever written. I promise you. So there's this woman, Virginia.
Yeah.
who's wanting to make a Santa robot.
Okay.
So she finds this not quite finished Ultron and turns it into Santa. Right?
All right.
Meanwhile, everyone's gathering over at Doctor Strange's place, and Luke Cage is, like noticing all the different holidays, religions represented. Like, he leans over, is like, "Hey guys, check it out. Doctor Strange is down with Kwanzaa," because it's 2005, and of course they write him like that.
Sweet Christmas.
Yeah, and sweet Christmas indeed. So, lo and behold, Santron shows up.
Oh boy.
And wants to spread holiday cheer for everyone but the Avengers. Right? Right?
Sure.
Yeah. And like, it's as ridiculous as it sounds. Like, oh my God. Yeah. So whenever they're done dispatching with the violence on the Santron,
yeah,
Captain America has a nice talk with Virginia about Santron, the Santa Ultron.
Because of course,
and it's just this really like, it's like they have read all of the really bad holiday specials,
and there are many,
and they were like, let's play on all the tropes. Here we go. Here's all the fun that we can have. They put it all in there. And they used up all of the good talent because it was like 10 years until Marvel put out another good holiday special. Looking at you, Marvel.
Yeah. Can't they just be like the Tick?
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah.
And they're all good.
How did we not talk about the Tick holiday special?
The Yule Log specials.
All right. Bonus material here. So... Arthur has to explain to Tick about Hanukkah. And he just doesn't get it.
Doesn't he confuse Judah Maccabee for Judah Skywalker?
Yes. Yeah. It is... yeah, if you've read any Tick comics, it is... it's like they boiled all of the Tick goodness down into one little special of look how dim-witted and perfect he is.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
If ever there was a department store Santa, it is the Tick.
Yeah. Oh. All right.
Oh. Did they ever collect that? The Christmas specials?
I feel like they have.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's in print currently or not. I'll have to look into it.
Yes.
But yeah. Off the top of my head, I don't know.
Okay.
But, a quick search on Diamond will let us know.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that we should call it quits for today's episode. Go home to our respective families.
Yes.
Feast upon the bad things. Celebrate the good things.
Yes.
And exchange crap with everyone else.
Or other crap.
Yeah.
And whatever they do in Canada.
Yeah. I think they box.
Yeah. I mean, hey.
Hey, there's some families that I'm sure get along with nothing but boxing.
I guess that's their version of Festivus.
Yeah, it's, they have Festivus and, yeah. All right.
Festivus.
This is getting real dumb real quick. All right, with that, we're calling it quits, and we'll see you all next week. Happy holidays.
See you later, everybody.